Hello friends, in the previous lecture we had discussed about how to model an induction motor in a Etap very roughly, not in detail. In this lecture we will discuss the modeling of an induction motor in the Etap in detail. Before starting today's lecture, I want to say you that on this channel you can learn various electrical design softwares like Etap, Dig Silent Power Factory, PV-Syst, Dialux EO, Autodesk. And in addition to these softwares, you can also learn various technical things related to electrical design engineering. If you want to connect with me, you can join my WhatsApp group or a Telegram group. The link of these groups are given in the description. In addition to that, you can join our community. There are two memberships available. You can click on the join button and you can see there are the two memberships available. And whatever you want, if you want to join the first one you can join, if you want to join the second one you can join. Let us start this lecture. In the previous discussion we had discussed this model and we have discussed very roughly, not in detail. In this lecture we will discuss this model in detail. So first of all we will open the Etap software and then we will start modeling this model in Etap. This is the model in our Etap software, and we have to discuss, we have to design this model, we have to model this induction motor. I am taking the data sheet of one of the induction motor. 1 minute. I have kept here the data sheet. Okay, kept a data sheet, one of the data sheet I will show you. This is the data sheet. This is the data sheet. Same data sheet I have used in the previous lecture, but at that time I do not explain in detail these things, and in this video I will discuss in detail. First of all, we can go to the Etap model again. This is the model, and I have already explained you in various lectures how you can make this single line diagram, and here I do not discuss about this thing. I can double click on the induction motor, and here I can go to nameplate, and here I can enter the kilowatt rating. That is the motor kilowatt rating, and this will be available on your data sheet. You can see the kilowatt rating is 22 here. Okay, I can highlight. 1 minute. This is 1 minute. It is 1 minute. This is the kilowatt rating here. Okay, you can see here. You can enter this kilowatt rating directly in the Etap software. Then there is a voltage rating, kilovolt, that is the voltage rating 0.41. You can also get this from the data sheet, that is 415. Here you can see this is the 415 volt and it becomes 0.415. Then there is a percentage power factor at 100% of loading, at 70% of loading, and at 50% of loading. This is given in the data sheet. You have to do nothing. For that I can zoom it. You can see here this is the percentage of power factor at 100%, at 75%, and at 50%. I am discussing this one portion. This data sheet of three. This is the data sheet of 3 induction motors, and I am discussing this one. Okay, we are modeling this one, last one. Okay, you have to enter these values here in directly in the Etap. Then there is a percentage efficiency. This percentage efficiency is also given in the data sheet. I can show you. This is the data sheet, and this is percentage efficiency at 100%, at 75%, and 50%. These are the values. These are the values. Okay. Then there is a RPM. Here you can see. Then there is a RPM. RPM is also, we are written at 1475. This is also given in the data sheet. RPM 1475. This is the RPM 1475. Now you can see when you enter the RPM, this slip is automatically calculated, and the slip is 1.67. Now we will check from the data sheet what is our slip. Our slip is 1.67%. Okay, you can see here 1.67%. Okay, this is automatically calculated by the Etap software. If you enter, suppose I will show, I can change it 1.1470. Now slip is changed, I can keep it back, it is 1.1475. This is the first page, that is the nameplate page. You have to do nothing, you have to enter only the data. Number of poles is also given in the data sheet. You can enter these data and you have to do nothing. You have to do nothing here, the calculations. Now we will come to the imp page, that is the imp tab. When you open the imp tab, this is the local rotor. This is the local rotor conditions, that is percentage LRC, LRA, LR, KVA divided by HP, percentage power factor, X by R ratio, subtransient time constant. Now we will discuss in detail these things. I will screenshot this and take in the. Now you can see here. This is the screenshot of the this nameplate. This Etap portion. I have taken it here on the name Excel sheet PPT. And now you can here see the percentage local rotor, percentage LRC. That is it is the percentage of full load current at starting. The full load current is 40.6 amperes. Where you can get this is the full load current. There you can get 1 minute. I will show you. The full load current is 40.61 amperes. Okay. And the percentage LRC you can get also from the percentage LRC. I will show. You can get the percentage LRC. I can minimize it. Here you can see LRC. Here the LRC is 8.1. That is the in percentage it is 810%. Okay. Now LRA, that is locked rotor amperes. The locked rotor amperes, that is 0.329 kilo amperes. How we can calculate this? This is percentage LRA is equal to percentage LRC into full load current. Percentage LRC is 8.10 and the full load current is 40.6. Then it becomes 328.86 ampere. That is approximately equal to 329 ampere. That is 0.329 kilo amperes. I will show from the calculation also to you. 1 minute. I will show the calculation. Percentage LRC is 8.10 into full load current is 40.6 equals 3 to 8.86. That is approximately 329. Okay. Then LRA KVA divided by horsepower. This is the KVA, but LRI KVA. That is how we can calculate this. LRA KVA is equal to root 3 into V into LRA. That is locked rotor amperes. Root 3 into root 3 of because of 3-phase motor, and V is percent voltage, that is 0.41 kilovolt. I have already shown you here in the data sheet. The voltage rating of the motor is 415 kilovolt. That is 0.5 kV kilovolt. Okay. Then this is a 329 amperes, that is the LRA. It becomes 236.48. Okay, you can calculate this. 0.746 kilowatt is equal to 1 horsepower. So 1 kilowatt is equal to 1 divided by 0.476. So 22 kilowatt. This is the rating of our motor. When we convert this into horsepower, it becomes, we have to divide it 0.4746, that is 29.49. So when we find the ratio of this KVA, locked rotor KVA, and the HP, that becomes 8.02. You can see same is here 8.02. Then is the percentage PF, that is percentage power factor during locked rotor condition. As per the IEEE standard 112, locked rotor power factor is measured during testing and it lies between 0.1 and 0.3. This value should be given by the in the data sheet, but our data sheet, this is data sheet, it in this data sheet it is not given. You can ask this data value from the manufacturer to provide the percentage power factor at the local rotor condition. Typically, what is typically values are the for small motors which are less than 10 horsepower, it is 0.08 to 0.015. For medium motors, it is 10 to 100 horsepower. That is medium motors 10 to 200 horsepower. That is it lies 0.1 to 0.025. For large motors, this is the value that 0.15 to 0.3. That is it is 15% and this is 30%. So we have taken it 0.2, that is 20%, that is 0.2. Okay, now x by r ratio. Power factor is here at the power factor is 20%, that is 0.2. So we can find the angle. So angle is cos inverse of 0.2, that is 78.46, and tan phi, that is the tan angle, is equal to tan of 78.4, that is 4.89, that is by x by r ratio. This is the impedance triangle. X by r ratio is a tan phi is equal to x by r, that is 4.89. You can see it is 4.899. Okay. Now T double dash. T double dash is called a sub-transit time constant. It is the time taken by the initial transit current or to start decaying after a disturbance like fault or a motor start. When motor starts, it takes very huge current in the starting. This huge current starts decaying after some time. The time which after which this huge current, this transit current starts decaying, is called a subtransient time constant. Generally, this value is also given by the manufacturer, but in our data sheet, it is not given again. And you can use the empirical formula or you can use the typical formula and typical values. For example, for small motor, it is 0.1 to 0.2 seconds. For medium motor, it is 0.2 to 0.3 seconds. And for large motor, it is 0.3 to 0.5 seconds. Empirical formula is this, that is the subtransit time constant is equal to x double dash, that is subtransit reactance divided by 2 pi f r. When you find, if you know the subtransit reactance divided by resistance and 2 pi f, you can calculate this subtransit time constant. Thank you.